Runway just dropped Act 2, the sequel, if you will, to Act 1, which gave us the ability to control facial animation with a driving video so that we could actually record everything we wanted to be transferred over to the video. Now, with Act 2, that has been expanded to your full body tracking. Now, as it turns out, I did a whole video on the fact that Act 2 was coming, but it wasn't quite here yet, and I gave you a whole alternative using the Restyle feature within Runway to hold you over until Act 2 came your way. And then, right after I sent it off to my editor, Act 2 became available. So now here I am showing you the results of my extensive testing with it ever since I got access to it. A couple of things I've learned along the way. I'm going to show you basically how it works, and then I'm going to show you a ton of examples, some of which include great successes and others hilarious fails. Assuming you have a Runway subscription, where do you find it? Well, it's part of the wonderful world of the Gen 4 Turbo model, and when you come in here and you start a new session and you choose the Gen 4 Turbo model, you'll see this right here, Act 2. You'll click that and you will have the ability to add a driving performance, which is a video of you acting out and speaking the way that you want your character to act out and speak. And then, of course, you choose your character, which will be an image of a character that you upload here. Basically, you just drop a driving video here in the top and it will upload it and detect a face. If it doesn't detect a face, it will say, sorry, we're not detecting a face, please upload something else. You'll notice that I have myself on black, and that was just to eliminate distractions in the background that I found might sometimes distract from its ability to find the face. So since I was able to do this, I can, but I've also done it without this, and it's worked just fine. Where I did have a lot of trouble was I found that if I tried to load an image from within my assets here, I would get this error, an unexpected error occurred, please try again later. But I found if I dragged that same image from my hard drive, it detected the face without a problem, and I was able to do it. So I'm not sure what that's about, but once that's there, you just click on Generate, and you wait. I have found that the generations for Act 2 are considerably longer than you're used to with Runway, which is generally a very fast renderer of videos, whether it's their Act 1 technology or their basic image to video or anything else. But I'm finding in the case of Act 2, especially if you are in the unlimited mode, which is a little bit slower anyway, it can take quite a while. So if you wanted to speed up a bit, you would pop yourself up into credits mode, because I'm appending the first video I did to this one that I talk about why I love the unlimited plan so much, and that in general my experience is that the speed difference isn't that much, but in this case I do find that the Act 2 rendering is pretty slow. While that's happening, I'll show you what your options are down here. You have, of course, the ability to determine the aspect ratio of your final video. In all of my testing, I just went with the default, which was determined by the aspect ratio of the image that I was animating. We also have settings here for facial expressiveness and gestures. The gestures determine whether or not it's going to follow your body movement and your hand tracking. And in some cases, I suppose I could see where you would want to turn that off. But in my case, I wanted to test gestures in every example. So I left this on the whole time, and I also left facial expressiveness exactly where it is, just so you'll have a clear base for all the examples that you're going to see later. If you hover over the amount of seconds it is telling you that the video is, it will tell you exactly how many credits you would spend if you were in credits mode. And the limit to these clips is 30 seconds. So if this driving video is over 30 seconds, it will cut it off at 30 seconds. After all that waiting, we finally get this. Welcome back to the channel where we discuss the creative uses of AI, and there's just not much more creative than being able to do this by being able to point and make faces and various other things with my entire body. Here's where I tried to turn, which did not work. I hope that worked. It didn't. Find out. And in that case, the gestures didn't show up. I'm not sure if that is an issue of the aspect ratio and it just wasn't wide enough to bring them in because the original was a wider aspect ratio, or if it was just a glitch, or I don't know what it was, but everything else about it was really cool. So let's take a look at some more examples. I'm basically just shotgunning a lot of them at you, and I'll pop in a couple of times to make a comment on what you're about to see, but for the most part, you're just going to see the driving video and the result. You'll be able to see the good, bad, and the ugly on this, so enjoy.
This is just a proof of concept, you understand. We can't guarantee your safety or anyone's safety, except for mine, of course, because, well, you know.
Well, I'm really glad you were able to make it because, we've got a problem. And there's really only one person, that'd be you, who could fix it. So, are you willing to have a civil conversation with us today? Well, I'm really glad you were able to make it because, we've got a problem. And there's really only one person, that'd be you, who could fix it. So, are you willing to have a civil conversation with us today? Okay, now we're just going to record this on a black freaking background. This is a face detect it. Okay, now we're just going to record this on a black freaking background. This is a face. Detect it. Why are you giving me such... I mean, I got 2 eyes, I got a nose, I got a mouth, ears. All the trappings of a face. When you're defining your character, in nearly all of my examples, I started with a still image, but you can also start with a video. But if you do start with a video, you're going to be competing with the motion that's already in the video. So here's an example of that, and you'll see that the arms in the video take precedence over what I'm doing in the driving video. And you'll probably also be able to detect that there is some fighting going on with the lip movement that was there and the lip movement that is now being put there. Okay, now we're just going to record this on a black freaking background. This is a face. Detect it. Why are you giving me such... I mean, I got 2 eyes, I got a nose, I got a mouth, ears. All the trappings of a face. Now, in this example, I actually tried to turn my entire body around, and you will see that it did not work at all. Welcome back to the channel where we discuss the creative uses of AI, and there's just not much more creative than being able to do this by being able to point and make faces and, various other things with my entire body. I hope that worked. We're going to find out. Now, that's about the most preposterous thing I've ever heard in my life, and I'm not going to accept it from the likes of you. I know about you. I know about your family. And I know all your secrets, except the ones that I don't know. So, kudos to you for, figuring out how to keep that from me, because I got some pretty good sources. I got to talk to some... You know what? Do you have a phone I can use? Everybody knows how I love to dance. Love to dance. Love to dance. I do it every time I get the chance, because I love to dance. Yes, I love to dance. I don't love to dance. Hey, Wally, you still down in that hole? Because there's some people out here, and they've got like a ladder and I think a rope. So if you're wanting to get out, these guys probably can help. But if you're comfy down there, don't let me... I mean, I don't want to mess up your day. Opportunities like this come once, maybe twice, every couple of hours. If we don't act now, we're going to be here till 7. And quite frankly, once the sun goes down, I start getting a little sleepy. So maybe we could just call an Uber?
Hey, Lewis. Hey, look, I appreciate you getting those people to help me out here, but I gotta tell you, it's free cable down here, and I won't say too much more, but they've also got the you-know-what's in the thing, and they don't ask any questions about the who's it, so maybe you want to come on down here. I don't know, it's your call. You don't need to tell me I've got a big nose, you big jerk. You got a big, what's that thing? Chin. You got a big chin. So, man, that's the weakest argument I've ever had.
So overall, while it is not perfect, it is still very, very mind-blowing to me, and certainly a foreshadowing of what is to come. It comes to full-body motion tracking without the need for any kind of markers or any other special equipment, with no 3D rendering skills required, and the ability to create nearly any type of character in any location. So now, as promised, I'm going to cut to the video that I actually recorded yesterday, which initially featured the official trailer from Runway Act 2, because I didn't have any examples to show of my own, but since I do, I cut that part out. I'll leave a link to the information page about Runway where you can watch their official trailer and learn about its proper usage. For now, if for whatever reason you don't have access to Act 2, or you're just curious about this other technique that I was talking about using their Restyle feature, stick around, perhaps you might learn something. If you're familiar with Runway, you know they have a ton of great AI tools for video, and they have always been on the cutting edge, and one of my favorite lip sync solutions is their Runway Act 1, and what I love about it is that it's actually tracking my face doing all the emoting. It's not AI's decision on what the expression should be. And I've loved that kind of control. And now they're introducing Act 2, which allows full body motion tracking. If you can stand in front of a camera and do the acting yourself and put that motion to any character just with an image, are you kidding me right now? But It's not available quite yet for the general public. It is available to Enterprise Solutions and some of their creative partners. But until that time, they actually have a feature that comes close to this ability to direct the motion with an image and you guiding the motion with the driving video. It just doesn't necessarily maintain the exact same consistency of the image that Act 2 is clearly going to bring. But let me show you what can be done with a tool that they've had for quite some time. And it's actually done with an older version of their video model. So you'll just jump into the platform here and you're going to drop down to where you choose the video model and you're going to click on previous models and you'll click Gen 3 Alpha Turbo. Now here you're able to upload a video. Now I'm just going to choose something from my assets that I've already uploaded and it's going to ask me to crop it properly, which I'm going to do. This can take some time right here. Sometimes it takes a little longer than 30 seconds. Oh yeah, that definitely took more than 30 seconds. At this point, we're going to choose the Style First Frame option down here, and it does you the courtesy of giving you the first frame of the video. And that's the one you want to apply some sort of effect to, which will then be superimposed onto the video. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So we can just download it locally here and then go into any program where you can do an image-to-image transfer to create a different style. I love OpenArt, as you all know, but all I have to do is go over to Generate Image, and then I'm just going to click the Flux Dev model. In this case, you could choose any model you want. You're just creating an image that you like, and I'm going to choose the composition reference, and here is where I will drag this image that we downloaded, and I'm going to up the strength to around 89 or so, somewhere in the 80s, and now I can apply any style with a prompt that I want. I could say fashion store mannequin is sitting in a display chair in a busy store holding a toy puppy. We want to make sure that the image lines up as close as possible with the original, because if the influence strength isn't 100%, there is going to be some variation. But there's going to be variation anyway, no matter how close you look. And that's going to be the strength of Act 2, is the variation you're going to see is not going to be transferred. For example, you'll notice that I'm wearing glasses and these are not. Let's go ahead and just use this one as the reference image. I'm just going to download it here. And then back in Runway, I can just drag that image into the restyled first frame. And now this video here of me just holding the cat, not really saying much. The cat is kneading biscuits in my arm and I'm just loving on it. And then I say something about that she's burrowing. For whatever reason, my browser's been cutting off the generate button, but it will say generate or something there that will not be cut off on yours, but I know that I can click it and it'll start. And one of the other things I love about Runway is things render relatively fast, and I'm not even using their credit system. By the way, I'm on their unlimited plan, and it's something I highly recommend for anybody who's into AI video, because we all know the stress of feeling like we're going to run out of credits. So it's just nice to have an all-in-one platform like this that has all of these really powerful tools, and I never have to worry about running out of credits. And I just live in the unlimited mode, which is technically a little slower, but it's still a lot faster than any of the other platforms that deliver final output video quality anywhere near this. This was maybe just a minute that this took. Get ready for this face to change a good bit, but let's see what we got. So now we have this mannequin rubbing now a dog instead of the cat that was on me. It puts some fuzzy hair, but you can see that it does a little bit of this distortion. So that's the kind of imperfection that you can get with this technique that obviously Act 2 is here to fix. But it doesn't always turn out wonky like that. Here's a few other examples. This one with the same driving video. This was the starting image this time, and it maintained the face pretty well. It doesn't do anything really distorted, and this could definitely pass for a real video of a real guy petting a sloth, although I think the eyes are a little bit wonky because of how it lined up with the original image, which is why direction and position of everything is fairly important. Otherwise you might get some stray eyes like this. But this, I think, is a great example of what is possible in terms of creating a new character just with the driving video. Here's another one. I used OpenArt to create this starting image. So it's a rat now instead of the cat. I'm a scarecrow sitting in a chair in a cornfield. And again, it maintains it pretty well. We don't get a lot of weird tearing. The mouth is in the right place. And even when I eventually speak as the scarecrow, it works. And we've got a little eye on the rat's fist, so that's kind of weird. One of the things I've also found is if I try to transfer my face with this method onto a woman, it gets this more masculine shape in the face, and it doesn't really work that well. This is not that bad of an example, but you'll see that it did put glasses on the subject, even though there was not glasses there in the first place. But if I don't record with glasses, that's not a problem. But other than that, look at the detail. It looks fantastic. We've got the kind of crazy alien creature that's got eyes in the wrong place, but it's space, so it's okay. So if you get an idea of what your characters are going to look like, you could create entire scenes like this and create movies with consistent characters using sets and costumes and things like that you can create with just a prompt. Now, I'm embarrassed to show you the starting video here, but I chose a different one, and this time I'm rambling on about something. Let's see, but
This is just a proof of concept, you understand. We can't guarantee your safety or anyone's safety, except for mine, of course.
So then I went into OpenArt and created a lot of starting frames, again with that as the starting position, and let's see how it did. It completely changed the face. So if we don't get attached to this face and we edit out the starting frame, obviously, we could use this as a character. He's got crazy teeth, but he looks realistic.
We can't guarantee your safety or anyone's safety.
It's not the best voice for that particular character. Now, this is one that really got twisty because he is looking down a little bit more than the original, and so we get this. Weird little eyes up here. It's like almost like a second set of eyes because it's just off. But aside from that, it looks great. So this is one of those things that I could generate multiple starting images until I found one that lined up better if I wanted to create a clip like this. And this is a tool I use a lot. It's incredible. Here's another one that changed drastically. This I don't like very much because of the way that it did the skin, because it took the wrinkles and everything from the first frame, but then it applied them to this other face, and it just looks like I would never use that one. And here's a great example of the woman. Now, when I brought this into OpenArt, I let it just be natural and close to the shape of my face because it was going to do it anyway to minimize how much it changed, but it still changes a good bit. Watch. I know. It's disturbing to watch, and the voice doesn't help. Let's move on. Here's another one. That I thought was one of the best ones in terms of keeping the face like the original. If we start back at the beginning, it does change, but it's still the essence of that first character. You'll see, it replaced the green screen with the room that I described and everything, and it's following the camera movements as if it's a selfie. So it can give you a similar result to what they're promising with Act 2. Here's another one. Now, it's a little off because you expect this to be the mouth that opens when it talks, but
This is just a proof of concept, you understand. We can't guarantee your safety.
so it's just got a surprise mouth. Here's another example trying to use a gorilla face. Actually, I think I quoted Bigfoot. So again, we've got a usable character here.
We can't guarantee your safety.
It's just not exactly what the first frame looked like.
Except for mine, of course, because,
Here's another example where in OpenArt I used the influence strength and I popped it up a good bit so it would try to maintain the shape of my face, but it ended up creating this sort of strange shaped animal that now has eyes on its forehead. So I still could use it, but this would have to be the lore of the character.
except for mine, of course, because
I tried with something more of a Pixar style, so it changed it, but it's still in a Pixar style.
we can't guarantee your safety or anyone's.
This is just another take on the same idea. Still changed the face a good bit, but it stays consistent throughout the animation, so I could use it.
Anyone's safety. Except for mine, of course.
Old man did a much better job this time than when I tried that old wizard. The teeth are a little strange. Okay, they're really strange.
Anyone's safety.
And here we tried the superhero,
This is
and it worked great.
just a proof of concept, you understand. We can't guarantee your
He
safety.
has big teeth, though.
Anyone's safety. Except for mine, of course, because,
I tried it with the Bob Doyle Media logo on it to see if that would stay consistent. Now, it right now is not perfect, but it does say Bob Doyle Media, and it is the logo. But over the course of the animation, it does shift a little bit. Every time he turns the head and it comes back, it's just a little bit different. I think it says like Bolo the something or other. I don't know. So it does shift a little. But look, this is why they're doing Act 2, so that you have a solution that you can actually use and that is predictable and consistent. And I, for one, cannot wait to get my hands on it. I really think it's going to change how I do everything. And the ideas that I've had in my head for the longest time, now I can just act out and know I can be that character. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. I can't wait. I wonder if you're as excited about this as I am. Maybe you could tell me in the comments, I don't know, if these are the types of technologies you are excited about, like me, then why not subscribe to this channel? Because this is the type of thing we talk about all the time.
If you subscribe now, I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you do not, I will look for you. I will find you, and I